Zoho Workplace is your one-stop shop for all things related to communication and collaboration within the organization and also outside the organization.
I'm talking to LSP, Zoho Canada's managing director, and we're discussing Zoho Workplace, which has grown 30% year over year and now has more than 16 million users. In this video, LSP breaks down how Zoho Workplace works and discusses their new collaboration and productivity tool, Zoho Trident.
For a business to run, you first need an email system. That's something that Zoho Workplace offers. And then in this day and age, there is no communication without an audio video communication application or instant messaging application. So that's Zoho Click for you. Yeah. That is a part of Zoho Workplace. And then the enterprise social media application, which we call Zoho Connect, which allows you to have communication, long-form communications within the organization. For example, let's say you could be in the design group of your company and you want to have a conversation about the new design that you're going to launch or some updates that you want to push into a product. So how about you solicit feedback from the internal users or the rest of the other experts, subject matter experts within the organization. So you can have that kind of long-form communication instead of taking them into emails. Think of this as a Facebook for work. Yeah. And that's what Zoho Connect is. And then, like every other company or every other business out there really needs a spreadsheet system, a word processing system, a presentation application. That's what Zoho Workplace is all about, the combination of everything. Email, collaboration, communication, word processing, spreadsheets. This is what a Zoho Workplace has to offer. Over and above that, you will hear a lot more interesting things that we're doing in this context. But overall, this is what a workplace does. This is a communication and collaboration platform for a business.
So let me just try to understand this correctly. If you have, say, a big company and people are communicating with customers in different ways, whether it's a phone call, a video chat, or on social media, all of that can be captured inside of Zoho Workplace?
Yes, because Zoho Meeting and Zoho Webinar is a tool that is provided by Zoho Workplace. So if you want to have a internal communication, that can be Zoho Click, like I said earlier, where you can have a audio call, video call, or a screen sharing with your colleagues. But then the minute you want to talk to your customers, you would need an audio video platform, and that's what Zoho Meeting is all about, which is, again, a part of Zoho Workplace. So every kind of communication, be it internal or external to the organization, can happen through the Zoho Workplace platform.
And the CRM, integrating Zoho CRM, all of those kind of communications, can that be documented into the CRM that I talk to the customer on video or I phone them? All of that will be captured.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the actual extension. While Workplace, if you look at an organization that just requires communication and collaboration platform, that's what Workplace is all about. Now, in addition to all the communication and collaboration piece, you also are using Zoho CRM. The cute thing is you will be able to have a meeting with your customer using Zoho Meeting because it's connected to the Zoho CRM ecosystem as well. So the idea that we built out, so all the communication and collaboration capabilities that we built in is also available in those business applications. For example, you can be inside Zoho CRM, Andy, and you can still have a chat or an audio call with your colleague without leaving your CRM. Okay. Because for us, the communication layer is actually a platform that gets burned into every aspect of the business application. You don't have to come to Zoho Click to have a conversation with your colleague. You can do it from within the business application. You could be, for example, in Zoho Desk, if you are someone who's into customer support. If you're a salesperson, you would be mostly living inside Zoho CRM. Yeah. You can still have the communication with your colleagues from within Zoho CRM without leaving that environment.
And Zoho Workplace, we're talking about kind of like a web-based type of interface, but I understand that you also have a native application called Trident. Tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, the idea behind Trident is to give very rich experiences to our customers, to the businesses out there. So think of this. Trident, the name as such, is basically an implication that you're bringing in productivity, business, and context into a single interface, right? Now, what typically tends to happen, just imagine the scenario. Most of the communication that we receive, even if it's for business, let's say I work in customer support. And if I have a ticket assigned to me, it lands into my mailbox as a ticket, right? And then I jump into the customer support app and then look at the ticket ID and then look at what I need to do to respond to this customer. However, what we're trying to do with, what we are attempting to do with Trident is we want to break down the boundaries, and we don't even want you to know whether, which business application are we talking about, because once an email comes into the Trident interface, by the virtue of the fact that this is a ticket, we can automatically show you the desk interface, the Zoho desk interface, meaning without leaving Trident, an email that comes in from your that gets assigned to you from Zoho Desk shows up in a Zoho Desk interface within the mail interface in Trident. Now, take this forward. It could be a project that you are a participant in, and maybe a task is being assigned to you. Again, that comes in as an email to your mailbox. And we basically show that within Zoho Trident, inside Zoho project interface. So without you having to leave Trident, we are bringing in the aspect of business where it really doesn't matter. We know that notification corresponds to a specific activity in a business application, and we bring in that interface for you right there. You don't have to switch a million tabs. You don't have to go to different URLs. It is just that everything is connected. Right? And that's the idea where we create these experiences. That's why I talked about the word. It's just not a user interface. It's an experience that we are attempting to give here to people to understand that data is associated with a workflow, and workflow is associated with a business tool. And we are bringing everything together, clumping the whole thing and giving you the right visual and the right interface for you to the right interface to start working on.
Well, it's interesting when you talk about the experience. Essentially, what you're doing with Trident is reducing the friction. It's so the work just comes to you, and you don't have to jump into this app or jump into that app. It knows exactly what's happening, and that corresponding application comes right into your face. So there really is no friction. It's like an example. If you want to go running, have your running shoes right beside your bed, because you reduce the friction of looking for your running shoes. And that's kind of what you're doing with Trident.
Absolutely. It is just that. It is just that. Because today there's so many different applications, right? Why do you want to, again, it is a friction. I have to open multiple tabs. Yes. But what if I can actually give you the experience where, don't worry about it. We got it covered.
I love it. I love it. So is this going to be rolled out for the Zoho One customers, or who is getting the Trident the opportunity to use it?
At this point, it's the Workplace. I would basically qualify at this point Zoho Trident as the native desktop app for Zoho Workplace. But obviously, you're asking me for my roadmap. There is no way that that Zoho One will not be a part of it. If not now, in a few years from now. Because again, we make 50 different applications. And again, like I said, this is the first attempt. And we are trying to bring in the context of, talking about productivity, context, and business. And it's only going to evolve from here. This is the first pass of it, but clearly Zoho One is definitely something that will possibly have an interface like that moving forward.
Yeah, well, if you look at your history, you kind of just make everything kind of integrated eventually. So this is really interesting, that the fact that you're doing a native application on say computers, and then you still have the cloud version as well. So is there a difference between Trident and Workplace in terms of the usability for the average user?
Well, yes. Using Trident, you can actually work in offline mode as well. Okay. So we have this concept of true sync. The minute we sense there is an internet connection, automatically data is synced across the cloud. But then cloud is where everything is going to be stored. But then you also have an offline capability with Zoho Trident. That is not something that you would have with a Workplace web interface, for example, which would necessarily need internet connection for you to work. But think about, let's say you're authoring a document. You can do that within Zoho Trident. And the minute you have access to internet, it's going to kind of get synced with Zoho Work Drive behind the scene.
So basically now you can get work done on an airplane when you have no Wi-Fi. And as soon as you
100%,
land-
yes.
Yeah.
100%, yes. That's the idea.
I think that's a really the missing link because like you said, everything can be done when you're connected, but when you're not, usually you're disconnected, you can't work. So then as soon as you land and get that Wi-Fi, you'll be synced and ready to go.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk price. What's this going to be costing for Trident?
Well, it depends. Trident has multiple editions. The first one that I want to talk about is if you just want only the mail plan, it's $1.25 Canadian per month billed annually. And then we have only two editions. If you want the full-blown workplace, the whole collaboration platform like I talked about. The standard edition comes at $3.75 Canadian per month per user billed annually. And then the professional edition comes at $7.5 a month per user.
Very cool. Well, I'm really looking forward to hear what the customers say about Trident because, like you said, this is something really new that you're trying out and always pushing the boundaries for applications and making the experience better by really reducing that friction.
Oh, we actually, thankfully, we did have a chance to kind of solicit feedback from early adopters of Trident. They love it. They just love the idea because back in September when we had Zoholics, I basically had given a sneak peek about this product to the Canadian customers and partners. They just loved it, and I'm just very glad that the team has come this far. And then we're going to be launching this formally for everybody to use. It's a different experience. Like I said, the fact that we're able to plumb across different business applications. An email is just not an email. An email has an intrinsic work related to it, and we bring in that business application right in there, and you don't have to be mucking around.
Love it. I love it. Anything that involves reducing friction to get work done, you're going to have a fan in me. LSP, thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Andy, for having me.